Screw it. I'm just gonna play Blueprints anyway. Where the fuck are my points? Uh... Um... Hmm. Chat, this isn't good. Chat, where'd the request go? Swallowed. Oh well, it's probably fine. Oh, so that's what happened. I unsplatted the stream. Oh my god, ads are running again. No. Stop that. Okay, ads won't run for 5 minutes. That's not long enough. I need ads to never run again. I don't care if I don't make money off of them. Okay. I'm not going another 4 days without playing Blueprints. You need to listen to me. I'm not going another week without playing Blueprints. I need to play this game. I need to play it. I need to do my things. I need to draft rooms. The addiction is setting in. Sweet B. Greedy B takes 5 points forever and runs 500 ads. I actively want the ads to not run. Listen to me, Jeans. Look into my eyes and tell me that I want to play the ads. Tell me that I have malicious intent. What if room 46 was the friends we made along the way? No, that's stupid. I want to solve puzzles. You want to play the ads, you have malicious intent. No, I don't. You're the malicious one. You're cringe. Eyes glow red. Bark, bark, bark. Wolf roof. Gosh. The lengths. The emotions that you guys bring out from me. B is feigning for Blintz. I'm slightly afraid. Wait, we can perceive you? Oh? Oh? What's that? Guys, what's perceiving? I don't know what perception is. It's not okay. Anyway, jumping right into it, I have made a lot of realizations since the last stream. Thank you, Stream Elements, for announcing that I am streaming yet again. I've made a lot. Thank you, Stream. Yes, everybody thanks Stream Elements. Such a useful add-on. You said look in your eyes, it's giving us permission to perceive the bee. Well, you see, the eyes are the doorway to the soul. Therefore, if you look me in the eyes, then your soul is mine. Okay, anyway, realizations. Pretty sure that's the asshole? Jeans, I'm gonna tear you apart. Is there a word for tearing someone apart? So you're a fae. More or less. From the asshole? From somewhere. I'm gonna do what they did to Olis Wyater from Oberdin. No, Olis is... I'm gonna do what they did... I'm gonna do what happened to, who was the other guy? Christian Wolf. Okay. So, I'm getting put into the poop dream. You're gonna get spratted, Jeans. I guess I'll talk about what I learned as I, like, go along with it. So... I'm gonna go over to here. I'm gonna hope I can draft the schoolhouse. Because I want today to be a school day. There's the schoolhouse. Easy peasy. Because we have... I'm gonna open my directory. We have the classrooms, the 8 classrooms from the schoolhouse, and we also have the 9th classroom. from the drafting studio now. Sledgehammer. So like, do I get a free end stream now since you scanned the fuck out of me? You know what? Sure. You get a free end stream that you can just redeem whenever, and also the point cost won't go up because I scammed you. I'm sorry, Jeans. Clipping it. Okay. You can bring it up in the future if I ever ask whatever you're talking about. Okay. So I wanted to get school. Did I want to go back inside yet? I might have wanted to do something in the grotto. Yeah, recheck the Black Bridge grotto. I wanted to recheck it because I think I was missing some logs. La-di-da. Oody-doo. Let's log in. I'm gonna log in with Tom K. And then we're gonna go to the admin logs. I skipped to where all the deleted logs are. There's a bunch of deleted logs. 71287, 72587, 27 and 2887 are deleted. They're all just deleted though. Archived and deleted database entries. So let's log out and then log back in with a different one. Let's do... I know this is one. Oh, no? I thought I had that written down. What about this one? Oh. Those don't count. Probably expired. Okay, but at least we know this one counts. Go to the admin logs. All that stuff. 27, 7, 25, 26. Yeah, there's some missing logs, aren't there? There were 2 more deleted logs that were on the 27th and 28th. Probably just maintenance checks, but I don't know. Okay. Well, that led nowhere. Unfortunate. Doo-doo-doo. Just wasting a couple steps. Okay, I put it twice in 2 different channels in your server, DM'd it to you, and put it in my own personal server so you can never get out of it. Okay! Alright, so today I'm not going to try to go for it. I'll take the library out again. I'll be saving it for the most opportune time. Okay! Ooh, I definitely want a classroom here, but the den for the exits. Take the den. Classroom is facing that way. I could take the Geist bedroom for some rerolls. Kind of sad that the 2 dice always replace the, gem. Adds greedy V. I'm sorry, I tried to delay them as long as I could. I'm sorry. Curse of Black Bridge. Alright. I should take a picture of the title page, just in case it might be important later. Forward. The legend of Black Bridge is one that's well known to the people of the Grand Realm. For versions of this tale have been passed down from generation to generation, with each new telling. The story has changed, becoming over the years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seemed an ambitious and impossible challenge. Over the course of my research, I have heard dozens of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised to see how much of the story's heart remained the same. I'm not excited for the 9-hour stream. I'm going to be like, I'm excited and not at the same time. I just eated a soup. I'm so sorry about your fears for your 9-hour stream, Ren. I'm so glad about your soup, Jeans. I'm so happy for you. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that there could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonder and myth of Blackbridge. In the end, I chose to write down what felt most authentic, the story my grandmother told me as a boy long ago. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Aries. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their number the Unholy Hounds. Hound you. Hmm. Hmm. Unholy Hound. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. Is B finally going to do anything at all? Anything in Blackbridge other than trying out passwords that don't work? Maybe. Maybe not. Our feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time when society was at its worst. And for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high road robbery. One such member of this so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost two brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hunger that followed, Jesper lived in a gutter behind a church, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. It is not surprising that a child aiming to escape such hardships would take an easy road out. An easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations, leading out of the city and into the gentry lands where loose purse strings entwine with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. It was here that he met his surrogate family and saviors, that notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that had led him to this vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocence that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertakings, for it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he worked alone while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Blackbridge Canyon. On one occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start. He left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out into the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jesper could reach the furthermost berry patches without worry of being chastised for tarrying upon his return. I'll hydrate for your rent. It took over 3 hours on foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all priorly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to dedicate several moments in earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has its limits. He was confident that even accounting for the time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates, who upon seeing his yield, might attribute the success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted him. Uljora? Uljora? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would Jean say that, chat? Also, red dots suspended among the leaves, patches in this new grove. The red dots referring to the servers in Blackbridge Grotto? Eldjora? I know Ul means your, and El means me. And I know Jor means name, but Jora? D-J-O-R-A? Muscle man voice. El Jorah. Oh. Hold on. Jeans, you're giving that one to me. You're really giving that one to me. I think I pieced it together. I closed the book by accident. Did I take a picture of this? I think I did. A carriage! A carriage is approaching! The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he'd neglected to observe his surroundings? How could a roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept toward the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment before the sound's source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by two beautiful white horses, and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated atop the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without ever having witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he had stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proven unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt with precise control. You, boy, get out from behind that bush! He shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. You startled me half to death, coming round the bend of my own drive and seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face. Jesper quickly contemplated running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. I was picking berries. Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see proof of his words. The demeanor of the man was suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expressions on the most fiendish bandits melt away when presented with a berry basket. Any suspicions that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the unholy hounds picking berries seemed farcical. Farcical. The softened expression even made allowances for a smile. Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy. Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. I know, and what luck I found them! I have only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would take me fourfold the time back home to procure this number. The driver bent down for a closer look. And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far. Jesper replied with a scripted... Oh, wait, hold on, I need to take this. Jesper replied with a scripted response. A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burnt woods. My God, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only in this morning. It was true. Tanner Fork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had traveled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Blackbridge Canyon, he could see here why it might seem less believable here. Sir, I have traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by man that would not be worth undertaking for a prize such as these. Surely you have tasted them for yourself? Jesper felt happier with this response, as it seemed to amplify the man's smile. In my youth, often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far, and even then my father would always drive us here in our carriage, so I am ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn an equal reward. It was Jesper's time to smile. Then let my efforts reward us both today. He raised the basket even higher. A taste in memory of your youth, sir. The driver chuckled. Oh, I need to take a picture of this. The driver chuckled and removed one glove, bending over the seat to reach down to the basket. And at that moment his fingers touched the first berry. The dagger in turn met his throat, cutting through a superficial layer of skin and drawing blood. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. And for that taste, I will have your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. The driver's arm had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he'd ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think his jaw could afford to be engaged at this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause, though I will admit the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in the man's coat, Jesper pivoted to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse on your person? The driver slowly raised his hand, cautiously pointing toward the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge to a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he did in turn softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier to slit your throat. The man started to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat of the carriage. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree, where he instructed him to get on his knees and put his hands behind his back. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately bind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face, now nothing more than a distant memory. In their place, cold, dark eyes displaying no emotion. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprised. Oh no, hold on, this is the other guy talking. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprised by the question, but ignored it, secured the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside, the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this car was not a liveried servant in the employ of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage's back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from its hold and carried it out into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, 2 observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all 4 sides of the box hinted the box was very old and likely not created by Arindian hands. It reminded him of artifacts from the old world and was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Secondly, the box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock that would not open so easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. Do you perhaps have a key you can provide me to open this box? Without emotion, the driver replied, There is no key to that box. Jesper stood up. Easy enough, then. He headed over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it to the back of the box. If there ever was a time when that lock had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it seemed given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile once again returned. You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened that which you should never have been opened, and you are cursed. Deadly is the stone. Jesper carried the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. What is it? That's one. Feeling his disappointment rising to anger now, Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. One what, you mumbling Agentor? Agentor? And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person? The man did not seem intimidated. 1 pace. He paused for effect. 12 more and you will be dead. He only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there ever was a time when the man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Jesper looked down at the sculpted stone figure, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had, of course, heard stories of the curses, and never doubted their validity in the past. But now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And if he was cursed, what difference would the knowledge make? A dozen more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chances of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, maybe more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along. But what good would that do, to be discovered here? Beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries, and raving about a curse that could very well not be real. No, it would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces, and see if life goes on. But Jesper found his legs unable to make that first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked about him for a solution. And if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before him, as if he found himself suddenly at the end of a fairy tale. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him. The answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed at his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4, perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. He thought about removing the driver's fancy coat, as that appeared to be of some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. And so, after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Seated now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that he was still gripping the effigy. If the curse was real, then it would most certainly be better left here. If, on the other hand, the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was, after all, found within a lockbox, whose typical function often secures objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jesper found his mind equally reluctant to allow his hand to let it go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said aloud, to the horses seemingly, Jesper took up the reins with confidence. Part 2, Below the Black Bridge. How long is this book? Am I about to read an entire novel here and now? Miller awoke to some light nudging from a familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such an ill-mannered fashion. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in darkness, but did not say a word. He nudged her again, teasingly, then stepped back into the dim. After taking a moment for her eyes to readjust to the darkness of the cave, Miller remembered she was on third watch today. Quietly collecting her things and wits, Miller turned as she left, waving to her young friend who was more than likely already asleep. She crept through the cavern's main passage, careful not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. Like a hero in a book, she often mused. Quietly, she grabbed a bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver in the darkness to assess how many arrows it held. She then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. Above her, in one of the few trees found in the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. She waved, and Ravia waved back. Calling out to each other was strictly forbidden. Anything louder than a gesture in the canyon was forbidden. When Miller reached the tree, Ravia lowered a braided rope and pointed to the ground behind her. Miller turned, following the finger, and saw a pail of water resting by a nearby log. She turned back to Ravia, nodded, and secured the pail to the rope. The pail went up first, and in turn, Miller followed. Ravia reached across to grab the water. Miller leaned back to give her space. There was not much room for maneuvering in this tree post. A necessary concession for the concealment the outpost demanded. God, I'm losing it. I did not realize I would have to read this much. Ravia tilted the pail up to her mouth dramatically, illustrating how thirsty she had been. Miller laughed silently as the water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and had the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound. But Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the silence of the morning. They had been on third watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy, never. From their elevated vantage, girls could see both the concealed entrance of the cavern as well as a clear view of the bridge that spanned across the canyon. Black Bridge was the link between the Gentry lands and the northern mountains, the overpass that connected Aries and Reddington. To the city-faring travelers of the realm, the bridge was an unavoidable crossing. In the day, the task was to ensure that travelers passed by without stopping. At night, the task was to ensure they do. Like most of her band, Miller preferred the night. The biting glare of the sun might be tolerable to farmhands and bricklayers, but to a cavern-housed bandit, it was a source of constant annoyance. In the day, there was no shroud to conceal her expressions, nor to hide her thoughts. She felt exposed. Ravia touched her elbow and pointed up. Miller, striving to suppress a budding smile, subtly shook her head in response. There were many signs that the unholy hands used in lieu of words, but the two of them had developed an extended vocabulary. Gestures quietly forged in the shared solitude of their month among the branches. She watched as Ravia shifted, placed her palms flat on the floorboards beneath them. Miller knew what she was trying to say, but shook her head a second time. It was often more fun to pretend not to understand. Ravia rolled her eyes and turned away, looking back to the canyon. Squinting through the leaves, the two girls held still, watching and listening. It was not long until Miller, too, heard the sounds of approach. Ravia held up two bent fingers, and a few moments later, two men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were dressed in a familiar uniform, long gray coats with black facings, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol, the Blackguard. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Black Bridge wasn't an unusual sight. It typically indicated an important traveler's impending passage across the bridge, information that the girls would promptly relay to their leaders as soon as the coast was clear. But this report, while exciting, was rarely acted upon. In Miller's 5 years in the Unholy Hounds, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Blackguard was nearby. The men had nearly reached the bridge's north end when Miller heard the horses, faintly at first, but growing louder with each passing moment. Ravia's eyes met Miller's, the same concern mirrored in each other's expression. This did not sound like the typical carriage, cautiously approaching the bridge to cross. Instead of the familiar crunch of the high road's gravel, they heard the harsh clattering of hoofbeats against stone. Both girls quickly redirected their attention downwards, looking through the foliage. The sounds were not coming from the high road, but from the canyon itself. The horses were coming from below the bridge. In an instant, Miller had knocked an arrow and drawn her bow. Go! Ravia was gone before the whisper had even left Miller's mouth. The young scout was already sliding down the bank below, racing toward the cave. There was no road that ran below the canyon. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. There was only one reasonable conclusion, and both girls had reached it instantly. The space had been compromised. This is a Blackguard attack. The moment the horses came into view, Miller let loose her first arrow. She was surprised to see a carriage. She had expected cavalry. Before she had finished processing that thought, the second arrow was in the air. Without a trail, it would be unthinkable for a carriage to traverse such rough terrain, yet she watched as the wheels jolted over the rocky riverbed. A third arrow was now in flight, and there would be no need for a fourth. The driver slumped over just moments before the vehicle dipped into a small ditch, slamming into an embankment. The force of this sudden halt immediately shattered upon the front two wheels and catapulted the driver from his seat. Utterly confused, Miller quickly glanced over her shoulder to see if any horses were also approaching from the rear. Down in the canyon, the entire horde of the unholy hounds came spilling forth from the earth, as if hell itself had suddenly sprung open. The group seemed even more bewildered than Miller, half asleep and tripping over one another in a desperate attempt to engage an unseen enemy in combat. Miller could see Ravia among their number, the only one that was looking up at her. Her expression was chilling. There would be no need for a silent gesture to convey what they'd both now realized. They'd made a mistake. They shot Jesper. The gang's chief... Oh, no. This is a different guy. The gang's chieftain, Jeffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crashed carriage like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged as the group crept forward in customary silence. A dozen or so paces in front of the wreckage lay the far-flung driver, an arrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. So they did shoot him. How much longer is this? Oh, it's just literally 2 more pages. Miller was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in the night, clinging to the hems of her every move, the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability that emerged in the most perilous of situations. He had been a flower amongst the nettles of this cave, but he still had thorns, honed by a grim past and 100 hands of misfortune. They buried him in the darkness, in the back of one of the larger cabin rooms. He was interred with a berry basket and a silk handkerchief that he had treasured. The mysterious effigy that they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone, a marker that stood out as somewhat special among the rows of similar swords marking neighboring plots. No one spoke, not even in whispers. There was nothing to say. There might be some sort of clue in here. I really need that magnifying glass. Miller awoke the next day to a thunderous shaking and rattling of the earth, a far cry from the playful nudging of the previous day. She'd strained to adjust her eyes, but the choking sting of stirred-up dust caused her to flinch. Panic was also in the air. The sounds of scurried footsteps and clattering feet filled the space around her. But even in alarm, the silence was louder. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight and used her feet to guide her along the passage. The whispers around her were getting louder, and intense voices could be heard ahead. Louder speech than she had ever heard spoken in the canyon. A growing dread grew as Miller approached the mouth of the cave. Her eyes now open wide despite the dust. Shouldn't it be day? Miller felt a hand in the darkness, pulling at her. It was Ravia. The two embraced, and Miller did not need to see her to understand. Ravia placed 2 bent fingers against Miller's cheek, and with that touch against her face, Miller felt the same sinking feeling from the previous day. 2 bent fingers confirmed what Miller had suspected. The girls had forgotten to relay one critical piece of information to the others. An hour or so later, the screams began. Blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fodrick Lee of the Blackguard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed entrance of the cave. Ah, he grinned. Now they speak. Damn. Okay, well, moving on from that, I'm going to have to write the notes down for that later. Just going to look at my stats again, seeing if anything has changed. That was something. We're missing 3 of the stamps. Just need to draft 1 more classroom to take my final exam. Thank you for the notes, Simon. Confirming my suspicions. Although, not many suspicions to confirm. Let's get on with the day. Hey, a classroom! Precisely what we needed. I realized I never took a picture of this colors worksheet. And I probably should for the sake of the doc. Doesn't seem like there's anything else in here. No. Another classroom. I'd like the West Wing Hall here. Yeah, I take the West Wing Hall here. Forgo the rerolls. We don't need them. Take a storeroom. Now the music kicks in. We just had some silent reading time in the library is all. Oh, the conference room. Conference room for the exits. It's very nice. But a classroom. I'll take the classroom here, honestly. Strange play. Might be. I'd definitely usually take the conference room, but I want to get all the classrooms today. There's another classroom. I could take the attic here and then go back to the den. Do I want the attic? The attic has items. I can go back to the den and just continue the day from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, a lockpick kit. 5, 6, 7. Was that 7 or was that 8? Was that only 7 items? Oh, 8. There we go. The hidden key. Keys can blend in pretty well. Go to the den. Can draft into one of the corners. Give me that gem. There's another classroom. Kind of tempted not to draft this room because I could get a classroom that goes here and then another classroom that goes up. I'll hydrate for you, garlic. All that reading has got my voice tuckered out. The boudoir, the rerolls are nice. I used to have like plenty of rerolls from the classroom though. Ooh, the East Wing Hall though. To keep me going, well, I get like 2 classrooms. I get a classroom here, I get a classroom here that goes up. What, that's 1 exit? It's 1 exit either way. Take the East Wing Hall, I'll get more classrooms. Sure, the conference room. Again! You love the conference room. You'll love to see it. I kind of want to keep the room pool I want to keep it closed. I don't want to fill it up that much, so I'll take the storeroom here. Another probably strange play, but I have the rerolls to make this work. A free apple. Just going over something in my head. Oh, why is it turned that way? Okay, well, the courtyard. Why do the... Okay, there's a shovel here. I will not complain. Actually, I will complain. Why do the classrooms always turn the way I don't want them to? I guess school has never really went the way I wanted it to, so... Can't say it's too inaccurate. I guess we got 28 points. 28 points in what? What are you talking about? I'm sorry, Ren, I wasn't paying attention. 28 points in what? Do tell. These suck. Dude, these drafts suck ass. Oh, 28,000 points. Uh-oh. Please don't end the stream again, Ren. Please. I beg. Nothing there. Also, I'm being summoned. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you for saying hi, Ren. Bye. What is this? This is the apple. This is the key. This is Diamondus Major. This is the slice, and this is the twins, and this is the Southern Cross. Wow. Which means I should probably go back to the entrance hall, because there are things there. It's only a few steps away. Bye, Ren. Thanks for saying hi. Thanks for being here for a bit. I hope you enjoyed the read of Curse of Blackbridge. I'll definitely be going over that for my notes after the stream. Couple of money. I don't really need that money. I don't need those food. That's the East Wing Hall. I eat those food. I eat those food. The Great Hall. And I have a lockpick. It's always a nice thing to see. Let's go off of here. That's locked. I can use the secret garden key here. This door being locked and me having the secret garden key is probably going to be crucial in another plan that I have. I will say, I don't need to go to the antechamber. Or I don't need to go to room 46, rather, so I will not bother with the levers. It's not really... Actually, maybe I could try a crack at the room 46 puzzle. I have my assumptions. I could take a shot at it. I wish I could skip the, I wish I could skip these cutscenes, though. I can skip the lever cutscene, but not the valve. The same thing with the digging. I just wish digging didn't take so long. Pull that down. Get out. Can go back to the conference room for a couple of steps. And since I have the farmer's apple, they'll be extra tasty today. Draft going south. I could roll for another classroom here, maybe. I guess the break room. It's been a little bit since I've been in the break room, and I do need to go. I need to do billiard room puzzles for the trophy. And it could have something on the counter here. It did not have anything on the counter there. 1 plus 2, that's 3. Minus 3, that's 0. Times 15 is nothing. Plus 2 is 2. So 8 squared, that's 64. Minus 20, that's 44. Divided by 11 is 4. Negative 4. Plus 1, that's minus 3. Squared, that's 9. Divided by 9 is 1. 2 keys. It seems like now that I've upgraded this into the break room, I get 2 keys more often rather than the key card. It's fine though, I suppose. Get the classroom here. I need to draft all the classrooms. That's grade 4, which means I can go over some of my findings when I enter that room. Definitely go back to the conference room right now, because I don't think any more fruit will be spread. It seems like it spreads the same amount of fruit each time. Saves me the hassle from having to make a big house. Try my hand at the Great Hall. Darn, thought I could go for all 3 on one side. Wait, hold on, does that close it? I think that did close it. That's kind of funny. Can't lockpick that. It's okay, we'll just use our key here. The rotunda! Not the here, but I'll take the classroom here. Here's grade 5. Another apple. Oof. The cloister for the exits. And I have a lot of gems, so it's not really a problem. Mess with those for a little bit. I don't have the kennel, which means none of these doors will be unlocked, I don't think. Unless I get really lucky like I just did. I have the car keys, so I'll take the garage here. That's an absolute yes. Silver key and a treasure map. Not entirely useful right now. I have that room. That is the secret garden, I believe. So there should be something in like the back of the car. If the tail is anything to go by. There might be something in the back of the car. But it is talking about the cursed idol that we saw, so... maybe it just doesn't really mean anything. Nothing new, rather. Aside from deadly is the stone, I know I've seen that phrase somewhere. The kitchen. That'll give me an allowance boost. Thank you, thank you. I don't really care about the amount of doors here. Just as long as I go north. Yes! Another classroom. This is grade 6. The comically bright apple as opposed to the astoundingly dark classroom. I guess we can draft off of here. I'll use a regular key. I have a lot of redraws. I should not be conservative with these. The closed exhibit. Oh, but it's in a bad spot. I had some thoughts about the closed exhibit, and I think there might be something about it that's kind of like the foundation elevator, because I remember seeing on the heist map in the safe house that there was an arrow pointing the exhibit that said something like security controls. So maybe the security controls for the exhibit are behind it, kind of like how the foundation lever is behind the foundation. So I want it to be something that I can enter from behind. I want to take the rotunda. I don't want to take the weight room here. The weight room does give me a south lever, though. But it's half my steps. I could just go back to the kitchen to get more steps. I have lots of money. I guess it doesn't matter to me too much what I get here. I'll keep redrawing. I'll greed a little bit. The kennel for unlocking stuff. The office for spreading money again. I could buy so much stuff. The pool for the swim trunks. Gosh, so much to consider. The spare bedroom. Beautiful. Life is beauts. I do need the gems for a classroom, though. For more classroom. I'll take this classroom here. This is grade 7. We're getting awfully close to that final exam. I think we'll turn back from here. I'll go to the kitchen. Bacon and eggs and a club sandwich. Definitely take those. Leave the bananas, they're not really that important. The patio. I did want to see the patio again. But I don't want to risk the run for it, because I'm so close to getting 9 classrooms. I'm going to take the West Wing Hall here. Just because I have 2 of them. And I could see it again here. Okay, we didn't see it again here, but we got some other options. The pantry for an extra tasty apple. Bridge. Can't pick that. I have plenty of keys, though. There's another classroom that's grade 8. I could lose half my steps here. I could lose 50 steps. If I get it off of this classroom, I think I'll take the weight room. So grade 8. This is Orion. Door's not locked, surprisingly. The archives. I have 10 redraws. Just give me something different. Sure. Just give me the weight room at this point. Right, this is a security door. I forgot. At least there's this lever, though. Oh, and I forgot about the north lever as well. Well, if I get a classroom here, I can go into the south? Okay, I didn't get anything, actually. This kind of sucks. This actually sucks bad? Take the laundry room. Let's what funny things can I do? I can swap my keys and not my keys and my gems, my coins and my gems. I don't really see me needing much use of this, other than I could like buy bananas. I'll get more coins. It'll be fine. Having an egregious amount of gems is fun. This is fun. This is good for me. The amount of doors doesn't matter. The morning room for even more gems. Whatever. What the heck? Rabbit foot. Yippee. I can get even more item. Not sure how much that's going to affect me. Let's go! The 9th classroom. Final exam. There's one desk. Please take a seat. I'm okay. Right now, I'm kind of scared, actually. It still has the classroom puzzle. Reddington Elementary graduation. 8 years certainly flew by. Take that, apple. Final exam. Please take a seat. All right. Let's do our final exam then. Oh God, there's a time limit. Your exam has begun. You will now have 30 minutes to complete the next 18 pages of questions related to the curriculum. If you do not know what answer to a question, skip it and come back later. Important book exam. You may use your notes. Complete your exam will be graded remotely and results will be sent to you the following day. Sam left his house at 6 a.m., drove 3 hours north past 8 flags. He turned northeast at 4th. What color were the flags? Left his house at 6 a.m., drove 3 hours north past 8 flags. Turned northwest at Tanner Fork. Drove another 3 hours past additional 4 flags. Of the same color. Well, they had to be red, right? In the scenario above, where does Sam live? The grand city of Fenn. What color is most often associated with hallways? Orange. The color would be the least patriotic room pairing. Which of the following would be the least patriotic room pairing? What? That's patriotic. Patriotic. Shop in Arch Aries. I guess it'd be a greenhouse in Costa Rica. What color is the fruit that gives you plus 3 steps when consumed? Yellow. That's the banana. Solve the following problem. 5 minus 5 times 2, 0. Solve the 5 times 2, that's 10, plus 2, that's 12, times 2, it's 24. 5 minus 2, that's 3, times 5 is 15, plus 1 is 16, minus 5 is 11. Is this 1, 0, or is this 10? 10 times 4, that's 40. Divided by 5, that's 8, minus 4 is 4. If it would be 1, 0, then it'd be 1 times 4, that's 4. Divided by 5, that's not even. Or it's not whole, rather. 1 minus 4 minus 3 times 2, negative 6, plus 7, that's positive 1. The following problem, 3 minus 4, that's negative 1. Negative 8, divided by 2, that's negative 4, plus 5 is... frick. Okay, 3 minus 4 minus 1 times 8 minus 8, divided by 2. Negative 8 divided by 2? Would that be negative 4? Oh wait, that'd be 1 then. Which of the element on the periodic table is represented by the symbol C? Right. Carbon. Which element appears in the periodic table directly below helium? Hold on, it said I can use my notes. The lab. Periodic table, here we go. What's below helium? That's neon. Not a real element found on the periodic table. I don't think it's Mount Holly. Haha. I don't think it would be LL, right? Scanning, scanning, scanning. There's LI. I don't think there's an MT, is there? I know there's Y, there's yttrium. Yeah, not a real element. Which element on the periodic table is represented by Ag? That is silver. Which element could not be used in the spelling of clues? Uranium is U, carbon is C, radon is Rn, and chlorine is Cl. How many elements are on the top row of the periodic table? That's 2, I guess. The city of Fenn is south of which small body of water? Frick. Trinsdale Lake. How many cities in Fenn are larger than Reddington? Cities in Fenn Aries are larger than Reddington. Which of the following realms is not near Fenn Aries? Costa Rica is definitely not near Fenn Aries. The sigil core denotes the realm of Fenn Aries. That is... Oh, the realm of Arch Aries, rather. That's the mountain. Directly north of Araya. That's us. Where are you right now as you take this exam? Mount Holly, Reddington, Fenn Aries. Which 2 pieces of art would be best paired together to fit the letter B? Birch tree and oak tree? Nope. Hay bale and mug of ale? Bale and ale? Probably. Birds and bookstore? Nope. Wings and honey? I don't know. Which of the following pieces of art was not displayed in the grade 5 classroom? Frick! Bride was there. Pry was there. I believe Jungle wasn't there. I think Flan was there. Which of the following pieces of art is not displayed in the Mount Holly entrance hall? Which of the following is not displayed there? Face. Oh, realize. Right? Because Face and Ace are in there. I guess there might be another extra painting. Can you find the difference? Oh. Orindia and Orinda? Who was the first crowned ruler of Fenn Aries? I was mulling this over. I don't think it's Prince Learson. Prince Learson was self-proclaimed. Desolates was never a king, and Desolates the Fourth was never a king. Desolates the Third was the ruler of the Orinda Aries. So it might be Teskin. By process of elimination. In which era were the railways of Fenn Aries destroyed? I have this written down in my notes. Go to my bookshop notes. I think the 6th? No. The 5th? Destroyed? Probably the 6th. How long did the War of the Fifth Era last? 22 long years. What was the first capital city of Fenn Aries? That was... the first capital city of Fenn Aries. Might be Reddington? I don't know, or I don't remember that one correctly. Which realm gifted Fenn Aries a dirigible to headway their victory parade at the conclusion of the war? I think it was Nuance. Guessing. The deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era was fought on the southern shores of near what famous landmark? Southern shores. Deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era. Let me check my screenshots. I have to bring out all of my notes for this. That ticking clock does not do well to soothe my pacing heart, for I am fearing. Deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era was fought on the southern shores near what landmark? General Northern Regiment. Fallen of Fenn. Political influence, nearby realms. General Northern Regiment. Inevitable insurrection. What? Morning Bay? Where's Morning Bay? Skip that one. Come back later. 6 squared is 36. 3? Oh wait, -3 squared. That's 9. Minus 3 is 6. 12 squared. That's 144. 11 minus 3 rounded to the nearest ones place? Or no, 11 divided by 3. Well, frick, what's the nearest ones place? Let me get out a calculator. 11 divided by 3. That's 3.6. The nearest ones place would be 4. Oh, this is in, no. Oh no, this is inversion, right. No. Oh, I filled it in. No, can I've already filled it in. Can I erase it? No, I got a wrong answer. Can I erase it? Please. Oh. This sucks. I can't erase my... Do they not have a freaking eraser? I forgot about the inversion. Okay, I guess we'll carry on. 16 plus 5, that's 21. Times 2 is 42. Minus 1 is 41. That'd be 14 inverted. 5 divided by 2 times 3. That'd be 7.5. Rounded to the nearest tens place, that's 10. Minus 1, that's 9. Times 6 is 54. Plus 100. 154 rounded to the nearest hundreds is 200. What is the Orion word for house? That's hue. What does Neviite mean in Orion? New gate. The phrase "tre van le" can be translated in several different ways, which is just not an acceptable translation of the phrase. This is tree old or the end of me. I guess I cannot see the tree trunk would not be accepted. How would you say the following phrase in Orion? You have a very, very long name. So it would be like you, that's ul. Name big, means big. Jor's name. So I guess by that, how would you tell in Orion, count me out? I guess it would just be lay, because it's a lack of me. Ah, okay. This is another thing that I learned that I wanted to talk about. Using the provided Orion terms for cardinal directions above would be the clearest way you could give directions to someone at point A to get them to point B. So, in, et, is. Aj, in, aj, first, north, east, of tre, toward the tree, is, ja, last, south, away from the tree. Ma, small, north, no, this would be that. The most accurate way. The clearest way. In ancient Arindia, the number 8 was considered by the Aegean scholars to be mathematically near perfect, though many in the secular sphere held that only this advanced form of 8 was worthy of numerical perfection. What? Only this advanced form of 8? What, 8, 64, and then 64 squared, or? Wait, 64 squared and then inverted? That's 46. Squared, and then rounded to the nearest tens place, that's 60. Rounded to the nearest tens place, that's 10 squared, that's 100. I think 46 might have some relevance here. I wish I could go back and erase some of my answers, because I know I got something wrong. Okay, well, let's take pictures. Let's cheat on the exam. Teacher, can I have an eraser? Please? Is there an eraser on the desk here? Please? Please. I want an eraser. Why is it permanently filled in? Okay, well let's go over this again. Red is correct. This is obviously correct. Yeah, it has to be correct. Orange is correct. Greenhouse in Costa Rica is correct. Banana is correct. That's 0. That's 24. That's 11. That's 4. That's 1. That's 1. Elements in the periodic table. That's carbon. Neon. I can check my periodic table again. Is there an MT? There's MO, there's MN. Oh, there is an MT, surprisingly enough. Is there an HO? There is. And I know there's yttrium, that's Y, so I guess it was LL. I was correct. AG is silver. Thank you, Jeans. Like for, what? A couple of streams ago, a lot of streams ago. Radon would not be used. 2 elements in the top row. Trinsdale Lake. How many cities in Fenn Aries are larger than Reddington? I can probably go back to my screenshots of Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. If I can find them. Did I even take any screenshots of it? I did. The 3rd largest city in Fenn Aries. 2 more cities are larger than Reddington. These are right. These are right, I think. This is right. I think that was right. I think that was right. That's right. The deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era was fought on the southern shores, near what famous landmark? Final battle of the Fifth Era. I can go back to my screenshots of History of Arindia. They were fought at Morning Bay? Notable of Rome's regiments, stamped at the Fenn insurrection. The Gardens of Fenn. Once a center of splendor. Gardens of Fenn. Near what famous landmark? Not in Mount Holly. Colossus Arinda, I have no clue where that is. Angel Tower, I'm not sure. It might be the Royal Museum, because the museum has gardens in it that are used as like the museum grounds. So I'm gonna fill that in. Oh. I finished it. Well, I know I got something wrong, which is unfortunate, so. Sigh. Thanks for not giving me an eraser. I'm gonna have to come back later. I'm gonna need to redo a year. Could I make today an antechamber day? I do need to go to room 46 because I wanted to try that thing. Let's put the dark room here. Just because there's no downside. Well, that was stressful. Glad to know that I failed in advance. I'm going to have to rewrite the exam. Because I missed one dang question. And plus, like, who knows, however many more. Guess I can draft the passageway here. No real downside. And I can go back to my grade 4 classroom. So what I wanted to say that I learned here is that I was looking at the names for the maps, Et Sphere, Or Sphere, and I realized that Et, that's the Orion word for east. So I figured, oh, maybe Or is the Orion word for west. And then I was looking at these smaller texts, Orsay, Edgesay, Insay. I saw Orsay and I was like, oh, that might be the West Sea. Edgesay, I don't know what edge as a prefix means. That might be like center, middle sea. And then I see this, Insay. And I'm like, maybe that's the North Sea? And then I looked at Ineclipse and Iseclipse and I was like, oh, maybe Is means south. Because you see, these seas here are Ajse and Seja. And also there's a boat here around Morajai, which leads me to believe that Morajai has sea travel. And I think it was actually said in the letter that they have, not in a letter, maybe in a note about one of the Morajai boxes that they've spread because of sea trade routes. I don't know. Just some realizations, I guess. Oh, what the heck? This is the worst draw. All red rooms? You're kidding. You've got to be kidding me. Okay, I guess I can have one other objective today. The drawing room here. I could do a laboratory. Maybe I get the apples lab experiment. It seems like I'm finding trash often. So... Oh, nope. Gain a star. And I want to go to the observatory around 50 stars. There's a key card here. Appreciate. Thank you, Rabbit's Foot. It's very late in the day, so it doesn't really matter. That was needlessly stressful. Good to know that I'm making a good use of my time. Gosh, I want to draw the closed exhibit in an orientation like this, where I can access it from the back. You can see what I'm missing. Some keys, some coins. A broken lever, really? Dang. Maybe that's in the Great Hall. I didn't really unlock that place fully. I guess the clock tower here. I have 2 tomorrow rooms. That's another 3 keys at the start of the day. Guess I was also thinking a little bit about the clock tower. Has some money. Doesn't have a stopwatch this time. I was thinking about that thing I said about maybe I can use the electromagnet as a gear. But this specifically blocks you from getting over there, so I don't think I could do it from here. So maybe it's when all the clocks match this clock? Because in the directory note, it talks about the sacred hour. Unchanging winds of the sacred hour. And I also noticed that the first letter of each of these words in this poem, the first letter of all the first words, spell out the word sacred. Aside from that, I've come to no other conclusions. So maybe I just have to wait for the sacred hour? That might take a while, though. But it wouldn't be the first time this game has done a waiting puzzle. This time you just don't get to set the time. I was also wondering about what the heck this time at the bottom means. Assuming if we walk in, that's 12 o'clock, that'd be 1, 2, 3... So it'd be 1:30? What was this clock up at the top here? What time was it? That's 1:30. There's more than just coincidence at play here, I'm sure. Aside from that, an alright day aside from that utterly botched final exam. It's the gift shop. Still can't buy the blue tents. Might as well take the veranda here. Just want to fill out the house. Oh, metal detector. Give me some trash. That's not what I wanted. What the heck? Why am I getting good luck now? Give me some, like, nails or something. What the heck? As soon as I start a freaking experiment, it's like, no, actually, we're gonna give you all the good stuff. I'll take the mail room then. A magnifying glass. I can look over Curse of Black Bridge. I can also see if I missed any of these stamps. Did I check for this one? No, it's just a generic stamp. The Eastern Rain. Et Aries Yena. East Aries Yena? Araya. Ruven Nevru. Araya Are. Future. Ruven Nevru. Something old knew something? The Eastern Rain. There's a nuanced stamp, we already saw that. Cloudy, it seems like there's no, like, discernible weather other than cloudy. So maybe they just have normal weather over there? Alright, well let's go looking around the house, see if we can find some dig spots that hopefully have nothing in them. Oh, hello. Oh, unlucky. Did I get this on a day that I don't have the workshop? Might be something in the secret garden. I think there's a couple dig spots in the cloister still. It might be the rabbit's foot that's given me some extra luck. And I don't know how to feel about that. There might also be some dig spots in the schoolhouse. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same either way. Nope. Might as well dig. Someone's just breaking up the stones. Oh. Just gems this time? Really? As if I couldn't ask for any more. So come on. Give me some trash. I want garbage. Please. No! Please! This rabbit's foot is screwing me over. I don't want to dig up actual good stuff. Because I can open up these. That's just the door. Which means that's blocked, which means this is something in here. More key and coin. Says I missed something. I might have missed that key. Yeah, I just didn't even pick it up. To go back to the cloister. Yeah, Flan is here, Pry is here, and Bride is here. I wonder if the final exam changes. I kind of expect it to. This rabbit's foot is totally screwing me over. What the heck? Please, just one trash. What the heck? I don't have a detector shovel. Why am I getting so many good digs? Okay, well, I'm gonna go into the kitchen. Then I'm gonna go back to the schoolhouse outside. And if I have enough steps left, I'll go back to the break room and call it a day. Kinda sucks that I got nothing done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the garage. Classroom. Great hall. The observatory. I already checked the stars. Conference room. Nothing else is spread in here. The den. And the entrance hall. There is this painting here. I don't know what that would be. Make a wish. Dig up the remains of the schoolhouse. If I could toss my rabbit's foot, I would. Just for the stars. Oh, right. It doesn't count because I dug up nothing. It's not trash. Yippee! Well, at least it procced once. Alright. We'll end the day now. Nothing of value was gained, sadly. Oh, no, wait, I should look over Curse of Blackbridge again with my glass. This hand is relatively detailed. Redford Ewing. Look over the illustrations. The holly symbol. Basket of berries. The boy picking the berries. Maybe if there's like something. I know I've missed stuff before. There's gotta be something in here, right? Other than a dramatic story read? Well, semi-dramatic. Oh. These two are awfully detailed for being so small. I'll take a picture of the two. Alright, guess not. Wonder if the book has updated. B+. Oh well. 71 in geography, what? Man. 67 in history. 83 in Orion. Ah well. I don't think they taught me some of these things. I actually did terrible in my final exam. I'm gonna have to retake it. Need to brush up on my geography, history, Orion, and algebra. Understood. Okay. Now we can go to the break room and call it a day. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Is there anything else I could do? Any more dig spots? Don't think there would be. That's kind of sad that I got a terrible grade. Okie dokie, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just receiving some Costco pizza from my sister. We can call it a day now. I am quite grateful for this pizza. I do enjoy a good Costco slice. The garden excavation site of tomorrow. Oh wow, 4 tomorrow rooms? Really? Did I have that many? It seems like it was just the break room and the clock tower. No, the mailroom was also there. And the morning room. Welcome to the house of tomorrow. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. Ah well. We continue. If I don't get the schoolhouse again, I can at least work on some other thing. It's day 53. I feel like today's going to be the filler episode of, Oh, why is that letter upright? Today's absolutely going to be the filler episode of Blueprint Streams. Exam results. That's it. Wow. Sucked. I did terrible. History is my worst subject, so maybe that's accurate. At least now I can brush up. Gonna go outside. Draft here. The shrine or the shelter? Is there anything that I want to do with the shrine? Excuse me. Not particularly. I could take the shelter for an easy experiment. So I think I will. There's not particularly anything I have on mind with the shelter. It's mainly the tomb, but that's more so synergistic value rather than direct value from the tomb itself. Let's log in. Let's go to RTA, terminals. Let's go to the laboratory, connect. Gonna have a little bit of pizza. It's cold. That's fine. I don't mind. Pizza is pizza. Let's set up our experiment. Well, this isn't really a good experiment for the day. Let's set our dice to 2 every time I find some trash. Yep, every time I find some trash, set our dice to 2. And I have a key card, yes. So today should just be a simple day. Unless I want to work on that thing that I was thinking. Cowardly Bee doesn't immediately set steps to 40. Challenge run. Imagine. No, I wouldn't. That's like strictly it hurts me. I'm gonna take the storeroom here. I might actually work to that thing that I was thinking of today. Cause what better day than today? I'm gonna take the storeroom here. I'm gonna draft from the center one. Hopefully I get a good room. Okay, this is not what I wanted. Can we still make this work? Because this is not going according to plan already. I guess I could take the spare bedroom here because it's a through point. And I'll take the Geist bedroom here. I was debating whether or not I should take a picture of my schemes and send it to the Discord and be like, hey, if you guys can figure this out, I think it'd be pretty cool. Okay, the passageway here, might be what I need. Let me look at my plans. Let me look at my scheme. No, that spot I wanted to reserve for a dead end. What would that get me? If I try, I could draft one here and then another one here. Take the passageway. Going for symmetricality here is obviously not the most practical. Take the courtyard here. Sledgehammer. Hopefully I can get the West Wing Hall. I'm sacrificing the gem. Well, no, we're going net neutral on gems for the drawing room. Reroll. Okay, walk-in closet. A key. 2 gems. Oh, and a salt shaker. What's a salt shaker doing in a closet? Nothing of note. Still we have this gem though. I'm gonna redraw here. I want it straight through. The West Wing Hall. I do have another West Wing Hall. I can put this here. It sucks to waste a door, but that's okay. I'm gonna dump the lavatory here. You can stay there, sit tight, enjoy your life. Okay, so what else can we do from here? I guess I could try to get this one to be one as well. The garage, right? I wanted to reserve this spot for the garage as well. You guys gonna be able to piece together what I'm trying to go for today? I'm going to try very hard for it, I can assure you. Gene said something. Sit tight on your toilet. Oh, it is sheltered though. Hold on, wait. The downside of it being useless might actually be negated. Oh, there's some stuff here. Yippee! The lavatory isn't useless! Although now that I have that rabbit's foot, I will probably find less trash while digging, so maybe that did kind of screw me over a little bit. A little bittle. Welp. Oh well. So let's go over here. Oh, this is not good. Never sheltered a lavatory before? Well, guess what? You got a front row seat on that. Do I take the cloister here? I kind of want a room that has 3 exits rather than 4, because I don't want to waste my 4 exit rooms. I guess in my plans I only had 2 4 exit rooms. I could draft the archives later on. Put the cloister here. Put the cloister here. We can open this up for the dig spots. Down here, I could probably try for a dead-end shop. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Just get the commissary. I can get a shovel. My allowance has been raised. Oh, the upgrade disc is for sale, but I can't get it? You're joking. Come on! So rude. How rude of them to do that to me. Okay, the plan is very quickly falling apart, I must admit. I guess I could draft an elbow room here. The kitchen. When are you gonna buy the downgrade disc? Is there actually one? Okay, I don't want to dilute the drafting pool with the morning room. So I'm not gonna buy the morning room today. I will buy the bananas for the steps. Because I have the salt shaker. It's big value. Oh, I really need those dice. I should have dug in the cloister. Take the pantry. I want to avoid the bacon and eggs, kind of. Just because it adds another room. Do I even have enough? Do I have enough of the rooms that I want? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't. No, wait, their other rooms are categorized differently. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I guess 21. 2, 3, 24, 25, 26, 27. The solarium we're avoiding today. 28. This could be a dead end. I've just said it out loud now, everybody's gonna know. And of course the outer room also counts. I'm trying to go for the dead ends today. But I think I might have already botched the plan, which is unfortunate. It's a coin. I want trash, please. I don't want nothing, I want trash specifically. Can I please have some, like, rocks? Wait, was that supposed to be a surprise? You've been doing that for, like, the past 3 streams? Well, not actively, but I'm doing it right the frick now. It's a dead end, it counts. And I get some steps from the sleep mask. There's a gem in here. You had like 5 houses of the dead in a row? Did I? Of the dead. Oh my god, 15 dead ends. I really got close that time. 12. I guess this one. I guess it's not really as much as a surprise as I thought. I really thought this would be a cool, like, surprise. Like, oh, I'm actually going for it today. Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be crazy? I should not have drafted off of here. Guess I'll take the bedroom. If I can get the bedroom closet here, that'd be nice. I should probably go back to the courtyard. I'm gonna go back to the courtyard so I can dig up and hopefully get some trash. That's not trash. That's not trash. A distinct lack of trash. This dang rabbit's foot. Okay. Finally. Okay, finally. Oof. I thought it didn't proc there. I thought that was going to be a experiment fail. Okay. Let's draft here. The bedroom closet. I didn't even need the rerolls. Another dice. Metal detector. Now I won't miss anything. I could combine the coin purse and the rabbit's foot if I get the workshop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead ends today. as of right now. I have a key card, so I could draft another dead end and then go to the foundation. Take the laboratory here. You already have an experiment going, but that's fine. Just to get an L-shaped room. And then go through here. The attic. Don't need the locksmith for the keys. Although getting a locksmith for the secret garden key. But I might get the attic. I might get the secret garden key in the attic for free. So that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did not get a secret garden key. 7 and 8. Counting, everybody. The bunk room is also kind of crucial because obviously it counts as 2 dead ends. But also getting it now would double my keys. So let's go in through the foundation entrance. From how it's looking right now, I could probably draft a a dead end off of the foundation from the east side, and then go in with an L-shaped room on the drafting west. Like off this side, I could draft a dead end. Maybe I get the terrace, and then off of here, I get a room that goes up. Get a 4-door room here, and then it just spirals out from there. I shouldn't be handling my pizza. It's gonna get my hands all oily. I have 5 dice. I don't need to dig. Ooh. I don't want to waste doors here. The funeral parlor. What kind of pizza? Just normal Costco cheese pizza. It's good, but you know, it's as good as Costco pizza gets. You know how it is. The terrace. The terrace is nice. The mailroom is also nice. I could get the pool for the sauna, but I want it in a more convenient location, so we'll get the terrace. But yeah, it's just a normal Costco cheese pizza. Are you insinuating Costco pizza isn't good? It's good, but it's only as good as Costco pizza is, right? It's as good as Costco pizza. So like, what metric is that, really? Right? You understand, you get it? Costco pizza is like a top 10 pizza? I mean, it's alright. Costco pizza is good pizza, but I wouldn't call it the best pizza. Let me have a look at my plans again. Gosh, the center, I just filled up with dead ends on my plans, but now we actually have to make use of it. What's your favorite pizza? You got me there, Jeans. I guess homemade pizza is pretty nice. I quite like homemade pizza. I can re-roll. I could take a room with 4 exits. Doesn't count. Well, damn. Okay, Jeans. You got high standards, don't you? That doesn't have a metric? I guess you might be right. Get the... No, I want to re-roll for... Okay, I guess we're taking the boiler room. Shit pizza is homemade as a 5-star chef cooking from home. Alright. I suppose that's fair enough. Tin can! Crunch that up, turn those into dice. I could get another 3-room here, or maybe a 4-door. The weight room? Sure. Take half my steps, I don't care. Oh no, it's sheltered, right. So it doesn't take half my steps. I was also wondering if room 46 counts as a dead end. Could I use that to save a one-off day? Well, I was thinking this is gonna be 2 dead ends either way. Either one definitely in this corner, and either one here or here. So I guess the armory, I have a lot of money. It's the axe today. You can take this for the star. Take the axe because it's the axe. Oh no, I want this to be a dead end. The clock tower! I'm wondering, do I have enough dead ends to make this work? I mean, obviously I do, but it's really pushing my assumptions. It's really pushing what I believe about this game. Take the observatory here. We have 38 stars. That's the key, that's the diamond. This is the sail, and another diamond. I would have appreciated Draxus, to be honest. Mountain Mike's is my favorite pizza, personally. Okay. Oh, I guess the rotunda here could be nice, because it's another 4-door room. I guess I just haven't had that much pizza. I need to have more pizza. I don't know if there are any in Canada, though. Probably not. I don't think I've heard of that. Do I take the boudoir here? Yes. I know it's like a Western US thing. Don't think I've heard of Mount Mike's before. The wine cellar. Another dead end in the perfect spot. Maybe there's someone like Vancouver, but that's as far as I'm confident in. Maybe. I just know I haven't heard of it. So perhaps there isn't. Watch the funny gears turn. I wonder if I could soft lock myself by like pressing the button and then leaving the rotunda. I don't want to find out, but I just wonder if that's a thing. The secret passage counts as a dead end, but this is not really a opportune place to put it. Because it would block off the weight room door, and I don't want to waste doors. I'd rather have a dead end just straight up. I guess like the break room. It's really good though, like as far as pizza that isn't from New York, Chicago, or Italy. Alright, I'll take your word for it. If I see a Mount Mike's, I'll try to remember to be like, oh hey, we should try that. Yeah, I take the break room here, I think. And then I can hope this is the archives or something. No. I guess I don't need to go to the antechamber. How much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got really unlucky with this pantry draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's 11? 11? I'm only halfway there? I won't waste my rerolls. I'll take the breakfast nook here. I'm sure there's 300 of them in California. I'm sure Wolfie knows about it. Probably. He seems like the kind of guy to have pizza. 3 squared is 9. 1 squared is 1. Would this be 3? This be 4 squared? Would that make this 2? Ah. 2 squared, that's 4. Minus 2 is 2. Plus 2, that's 4. Squared is 16. Ah. You square it every time it hits that color. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Times 3 is 3. Squared is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. 2 keys. And another from here. Mechanarium, I have 2 gear rooms. Do I want a multi-door here? Probably not. Definitely don't want one that goes here. I want a door that faces up. I want up and through. That's not what I wanted. Frick. It's okay, so this might not be the day. Up and through? You mean dead end? No. 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 What? So what can I make of this? I can put a dead end here, or I can try to struggle and then put another dead end here. Or I can go through here, get 2 L-shaped rooms, put a dead end here. It's 2 dead ends either way. So I think I'll take the hallway. Take my dead ends. Dead ender, man. Oh, the closed. Oh, but the closed exhibit. Oh, but the planetarium. It's a dead end, but the exhibit has an entrance on the backside, and I could test my theory. We're definitely not going to get it today, right? How many more dead ends could I draft? 1, 2, and then 3 and 4 here. And then that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we're not going to get it. So I think I could try my theory about the exhibit. I think there might be a secret hidden entrance on the back of it. I guess I can take the bacon and eggs now that I don't care about the dead ends gold. It takes a lot of luck to get that, which is about what I expected, you know, like. I was right. Reveal tripwire, lower barrier, reset alarm system. Oh. Oh. Oh, it gives you 10 seconds to reset. Okay. So with this knowledge, I can take the morning room and I can just take another L-shaped room if I get one. Or just any room that funnels me into there. The library! You should probably do the dead end day on a Draxus day. Yeah, probably. Okay, go, 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 go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yoink! Stole him. There is not a red room among the first 3 floor plans. While drafting, you may redraw floor plans. Also useful for rehearsing museum burglary. You should have stood in it? Familiar red paper crown. The red crown. Ah. I see. I see. Where have I heard that one before? What's this doing here? Why isn't that open? Alright, well... This has got to be used for something, right? That should be important for something. If I reset the alarm systems, does it lower the barrier? Ah, it does. Understood. So suspicions confirmed. Thank you for the pats, Wolfie. Thank you for consoling me on this failed run. I guess I can pull out a book. I'm gonna pull out a new clue. So I can read it again, because I missed something. Glad to see you here, Wolfie. Thank you for the pets, again. I can redraw floor plans of the crown. So I take the office. Wolfie has heard of it? Ooh, the treasure trove. I have indeed heard of it? Ah. He's heard of Mount Mike's then. Nice. Okay, let's get our treasure trove notes out. What's inside you? Boxes marked with the moon always contain false statements. Black box with moon. Green memo. Boxes marked with moon always contain false statements. Apple out of 5. Awesome. Guess we'll take security here. Can see what we missed. Pretty sure they don't sell apples there. Maybe I missed that part of the menu. Oh, there's a stopwatch. I guess that might be in the clock tower. I did not go up there. Is there usually a trunk in here? I don't think I've ever seen a trunk in here. Pineapple. They do in fact sell pineapples there. Probably on the pizza? Question mark? Like I'd assume as such. It's a pizza place. Obviously, it's on the pizza. Just had to check. Just had to make sure. I guess it's 2 dead ends here either way. I should take the secret passage. Yeah, I'll take the secret passage. I could pull for a bunk room. Yeah, sure. The bunkliest room! Grunkle Stunkle wins the Funkle Bunkle. Nope. 2 coin. Well, let's see, how many did we end the day with? 1, 2... Oh, we got like none. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Sad. I got more on a non-Drax this day. Me going in the kitchen, grabbing a can of Dole and chugging it in front of the workers. Watch as they die of pure shock. Call that doling out punishment. Amazing. Ha. What else can we do? We go back to the break room, start for another key card tomorrow. Feel like it's more of a punishment to yourself. Glad to see that day was uneventful. By glad, I mean a little bit sad, actually. Mostly sad. My tummy did hurt a little. We'll call it a day. And I'm going to have another bite of my pizza. I'm going to actually enjoy it this time. The Garden Inn of the Dead, 15 dead ends. I miscounted as usual. Gosh, it's like separating. There we go. Make sure to make huge slurping sloppy sounds as you eat it. Was that good? I guess Costco pizza does diminish a lot when it gets cold. BSMR. Hey guys, welcome to my sorry, I have to whisper. Hey guys, welcome to my pizza eating stream. Today we have 2 slices of Costco cheese pizza. Some pizzas get better cold, but Costco is not one of those. True. Come to think of it, I actually have had better pizza. There's this like pizza place that's sort of nearish me. It's just called Quantlet Pizza. It's pretty good. I've also had cheaper pizza. I got like, there was a pizza place near my old college that was like $1 per slice. Costco's one of the few that's decent. It's not almost as good when you reheat it correctly. True. Gosh, once I start eating it, I can't stop. I can't contain myself. I'm gonna get my keyboard so dirty. Oh. I could just stop playing. I could just stop playing while I eat my pizza. Costco's a top 10 Pizza Hut? Pizza spot? A full BSMR. I guess the day has just been uneventful so far. B, you're allowed a pizza break? You're the streamer? I could do the schoolhouse again. I could do my... You make the rules? I'm gonna go for the final exam again. $1. Pizza break, you have to banter without using the game as a crux. I feel like I'm not gonna be able to banter. Oh, there's ads. Hold on. I guess we're doing a pizza break. Hold on, let me get some text here. B can't banter, only true. Yeah, I gotta focus on eating my pizza. Pizza break in progress. We're having a pizza break, folks. So how is everyone? Hopefully everyone's been good. You off center? Hold on, let me center it. So you haven't updated the artboard in a while? I haven't. How observant of you, Jeans. What is this? What source is this? Oh, that's the big hand pets. I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure how to get it properly in the center. No, I do know how to get it properly in the center. I just max match. I just max. I said it again. I said max again. I just match the pixel amounts on both sides. My old ass wiggly Bezic is still up there. Yeah. Do you not have snapping on an OBS? I have snapping for the corners, but not for the corners and like other sources, but I don't have it for the center. I should probably do that if it is possible. Anyway, I am enjoying my pizza now. Should I chew with my mouth open so you guys can hear it, so you guys are entertained? Do people like this sort of thing? Hearing someone else eat? Like, this isn't even a proper mukbang stream. You guys aren't even watching me eat, you're just listening to me eat. Do people pay for this? What a strange world. I should get a drawing tablet? You should. I think it'd be cool. So ladylike. Thank you, Wolfie. I try my best. I don't. Should I stop eating my pizza? The only way I get smooth lines is with Krita mouse delay. You should get a drawing tablet, Jeans. I think it might up the quality of your fart a little bit. But it is up to you. If you cannot afford it, then you should probably save the money for it. Should I get the pizza? Or should I smother my screen with the pizza? Here you go, guys. Can we have a bite? We are the feelings. Feed us. I wish I could. Feed us, mother. Ah! I don't know how to get the pizza through the screen. Mother bee, feed us. Hold on. Let me make a pizza. Hold on. I'm going to draw a pizza in Microsoft Paint so you guys can have it. I can feed it to Guy. Skark, skark, skark. We have not had nectar in weeks. Hold now, hold now, my children. I will create the most delicious pizza. We'll hear 3 drones. Hold now, hold now. I am constructing the most delicious meal for you all. Squark, squark. I don't know how to automatopoeia baby bird. I'm trying to figure out what the best color of pizza crust is. Maybe like that's a good color. And then I get like some cheese. You guys are gonna get your pizza, just hold on. Just hold on. Wait your turn. And let's get some tasteful char on that pizza as well. Holding, keep holding your horses. Let's get like, would that be brownish? You know what? No, you guys get normal cheese pizza. You're taking too long, the pizza's gonna burn. No! No, hold on, I'm taking it out of the oven right now. I'm lactose intolerant. It's made with vegan cheese. Can I get a pizza? Hold on. Hold on. No cheese. Hey, Jimmy, give me a cheese. Give me a pizza with extra cheese. Extra cheese. And hold the tomato sauce. Hold the tomato sauce. And hold the crust. Hold the crust. Hey, Jimmy, give me a pizza. Give me a cheese with nothing. Nothing? Okay. It is done. Pizza. You get one really big slice. There you go. There's your pizza, chat. I love the voiceover edits of that video. Yeah, it's a very funny meme. I like it. Enjoy your pizza, chat. Enjoy your pizza with extra cheese. I want to enjoy mine. No, it's still hot. Okay, hold on. I'll take it off of you guys for now. There you go. We can let it cool on the floor. Ah, it burns. Saw one today that was, hey, Jimmy, give me a goth girl with nothing. Nothing? You gonna stay to couch again? The grease. That's why the stain is there. It's from the grease. Yes, that's why. Michael, don't leave me here. I thought it was there since you bought it. Well, I don't know. It was there since I bought it. That's why I was saying, yeah, that's why it's there in a sarcastic tone. Were you lying? It is piss. It's piss. Well, we don't know. It could be pizza grease, it could be piss. It could be anything. Is Beepus? Beepus? The mystery piss stain. Hopefully you guys like these environmental noises. Along with the pizza eating. After we got high from pollen, the bee peed all over the couch. Yuck. Yuck. Gross. Icky. Oh wow, I pissed on my towel. Better take a picture and post it on the internet for clout. I didn't piss, it was an ice pack. It leaked onto the towel. You pissed on it, didn't you, piss boy? I'm still eating the pizza right now. By the way. I'm almost done the first slice. Because you know the Costco slices, they're so comically large. And, No, I'm not a little pee-pee boy, I'm not. So, Celeste, right? Yeah. Whatever. She's the one that climbs the mountain, right? She has a really good character design. Anyway, back to work for me. Bye. Wolfie, you are here at work? I mean, I appreciate you tuning in, but, like, go focus on job. But also, thank you for tuning in. But also, go do your job. But also, thank you. And also, bye. Good luck at job. I was on break UV hole. Oh! Okay. That's fine then. Good luck at your job. Anyway, bye. Bye. I like her tattoos. She's just really cool. I like how she sparkles when you dash. Or when you air dash and then you wall jump and you slide. Celeste Deadlock is cool. She also has a tooth gap, and I love it. I did see that. She's so silly. She's so whimsical, and I love her. Okay, so I'm done the first slice. I could keep going, but I think the entire rest of the stream would just be pizza stream if I kept going. So I'm going to reserve it for later. I'm going to go wash my hands, and then we'll resume the game. Okay. Pizza break is over. Everybody back to work. Architects, back to the drafting studio. So we just got the schoolhouse. We're going to be going for the final exam again. Because I bungled it super duper hard. Oh, I already made a wish today. Now that I know there's a timer, I can sort of prepare myself for it. I'll admit that kind of took me off guard. These are all kind of ass drafts because I just drafted the hallway. I wish I could walk away from this, but I can't. Guess I'll take the classroom here and then draft from that. Guess I'll take the classroom here and then draft from that. Take a key. Guess I could take the library again. The 500 classroom. That's what we're going for. Could take the storeroom for the gem. Yeah, I'll take the storeroom here. It's just good tucked away into the corner of the house. You need the library so you can study? I drafted out a new clue today, though. That's not going to help me study. Guess I'll take the kennel. Pet the dog. Grab my apple. The library. Ooh, a gem. Not a magnifying glass, though. I kind of needed that. Because there are numbers on against the words of this page? It's so weird. Okay, so, do you take the kennel for the passive, or do you take it to pet the dog? Who's to say? Okay, so, on this page, the corner cases, the patio, the nook, the office, and the pantry are checked off. I already went over that. This page is nothing in particular. I guess there's the rook that looks like a castle tower. And there's the angel there. The Tanner fork, there's nothing really here. These books. You used to say, me's won't say. What then? So, these books. Tender Cipher, Lunar Renamed, Uncle Aw, and Draft the Sixes. On this page, you can see he's like changing the letters of Draft the Sixes to get the fixed stars. And on this page, if you had the magnifying glass, I could zoom in on this. It says red, green, violet, blue. At first, I thought this was talking about books with the same color of cover. Of course, a new clue also has a violet cover, but that's not to do with this. I realized that these colors are referring to these books. And I then realized that since he's changing the letters of Draft the Sixes to the fixed stars, that these books might be anagrams. The names of them might be anagrams. Draft the Sixes is a fixed stars. Uncle Aw is a new clue. Luna renamed. This one took me a while. Like, it took me not really a while, longer than the other ones. Because this was Realm and Rune. And Tender Cipher is the Red Prince. Now, funnily enough, coincidentally, the Red Prince has a red cover and a new clue has a purple cover. Irrelevant, because we don't know the covers of the fixed stars in Realm and Rune. And this one was kind of tripping me up for a while. If I could zoom in on this, it says like page A, word X, and the order is X, Y, Z, A, B, C. I thought that the order was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because X, Y, Z, A, B, C, and it just starts with X to sort of throw people off. But then I looked at this note here where it says dead end and it points to the C. And so I was thinking about, and then it's, oh, well, not thinking about, I need to format my words so I know what to say and when. This note next to it, seen all the signs, what do the signs refer to? They refer to the Metro puzzle, right? So they started at 8, they departed, they turned left to Tanner Fork, they went right, and then they reached the dead end. That's the Metro route. And it says record each stop along or on the way. And I already did that. If I can go back to the safe house. The order was 8, 7, 3, 10, 1, 13. The fact that dead end being the last stop and also being stop 13 led me to believe maybe XYZ ABC is 8, 7, 3, 10, 1, 13. So what? Page A, word X? So that would be page 10, word 8. And then etc. And I looked in some of my notes. I didn't actually take a picture of this. I sort of intuited the cover page because I didn't take a picture of it. If I can go back to this page again. Signs, a sign. You get beef stew pie all the time. Pie, pie. What's the sign of pie be? Oh, I don't freaking know what the sign of... I have a calculator. I can do that. Pi? No, this calculator doesn't have sign on it. We'll never know. So, what is that? Page something? I have it in my notes. That's page B, word Y. So that's page 1, word 7. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sundial. B, come on? What do you mean, come on? I'm trying to explain my findings here. Okay, I looked through my notes, I looked through some of the past VODs. Sign of pi is 0? You should know that? Oh. Okay. Anyhow. I looked through my VODs, combined with these notes, and I came to the conclusion that the message is not what I initially believed it to be. He, the, looked north. That's not right. I think it's turn, scorched, sundial, base. And where do we know there to be a sundial? In the orchard. And I'm thinking maybe I need the burning glass for this. Because scorched maybe means I need to like burn it. Anyway, enough about that. Actually, is there something else I could explain? I feel this book is so dense with clues. I don't know, this page seems like nothing to me. This page being the estate. There's a vase, there's a hammer. Why would he need a hammer in a vase? There's a king piece here. The suspect being a key, the suspect is admin key. This one also is kind of weird. Because the suspect is minor. That's a blue note, that's true. The suspect is major. That's handwritten, so that's also true. They can't be both minor and major. But if we look back on this page, major, major, Orion, Jor is name, Ma is small, small name. Admin key, small name. Which means, if I had the magnifying glass, I'd zoom in on it again. Bo Lee is written there, which is how I figured that maybe Lee B is an admin key. Just putting this out there for the records. Just so you guys know. Pick an attic for more items. I kind of need exits, though. Take the classroom here. Classrooms always hate me. Oh. Oh, hall pass. For free. Yippee. I'll redraw here. I want more doors. Conference room is nice. Sorry about that insane rant earlier. This game really gets me going. Oof, nothing good here. Take the storeroom for this stuff. I hope you guys can tell just how passionate I am about this game. Oh, the passageway. Having a hall pass saves me gems. I guess the passageway is like the big gem hallway, though. That's like the big one. So maybe that was a bad buy. Bad buy? A bad take. Drawing room would not get much value here. Take the observatory. Draft south. The bunk room. $4. Unfortunate. Guess a classroom here. Good morning, well evening for you, I guess, Miss Peak. Good? I'm assuming it's morning for you too, Forsaken. And yes, it is evening for me. But good morning, Forsaken. Thank you for saying hi. We're glad to see you here. Ooh, the workshop. Oh, but I don't have stuff. Hope you've been well, Forsaken. Why is this facing that way? Take the parlor. Tired on my way to work? Ah, I see. You'll survive, Forsaken. I know you will. Take the den here. Sad, where is sleep? Sleep is waiting for you. You'll find each other. You'll find each other soon. Dead end either way. Take the closet. Kind of regretting taking the bedroom closet now because of the funeral parlor. If I'd known the funeral parlor existed before I took the closet upgrade, I feel like I would have taken the empty closet. Sleep is gone. I miss my sleep. You'll see each other again soon. Don't worry. I know it. Guess I'll take the break room here. Three is 3. 20 minus 16 squared, that's 16. 1 squared plus 4, that's 5. Squared is 25, minus 15 is 10. 20 minus 20 is 0. Minus 3 is negative 3. Divided by 3 What's a negative divided by something? Calculator. You think so? That would be nice. I know so. Don't worry, Forsaken. I know so. Oh, it's still a negative. A negative divided by something. A negative divided by a positive is still a negative. So this is 20 minus 20. There's 20 minus 23. That's negative 3. Divided by 3 is negative 1. Squared is 1 times 4 is 4. There's my 2 keys again. When am I going to get another unique key from that? $40 stars. Oh my. So this is the diamond. Diamandus minor. Southern Cross, the key, the apple. The slice and the twins. Wowee. That's a sight to behold. And I'm pretty sure that was already told in the observatory. Don't want to draft a dead end here, but it seems like it's... well, it's not our only option. Taking the gymnasium just kind of sucks. The bedroom. I guess I can look at the fixed stars here. What was it? Page 3, word 8. 1, 2, 3. Word 8. What? Did I have that correct? Maybe it counts the pages like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Base. Sundial base. Just going over them again. East Wing Hall. Anything I missed in here? No. Cloister, the weight room. Yeah, the classroom here. The cloister was kind of a mistake to take. Someone left their lunch money here again. This is wrong. This is right. This is right. This is wrong. And this is right. So it was General Teskin who was the first crown ruler. Yeah, I'll draft off of here. Steps emote. Amazing. We're doing some walking, that's for sure. Ooh, Great Hall? Yeah, take the Great Hall. You can always go through without issue. The secret passage for some hallway chaining. I'll take it. That's me stepping into chat. Welcome to chat, Random Red. I hope you don't come with any downsides. Cause random red room. I'll leave. I should leave. I should step out. I'll take a hall because I have a hall pass, and it'll be free, and it's good for me. The aquarium is good. It's good for you. There's nothing of note in here. More locked doors. Take the armory for the chance at the axe. No, I take the rotunda here because I need the doors. And I'll go down here. Another classroom. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be our 7th. Now I need more gems for more classrooms. Which means I need something to turn up. Can we go to the Great Hall and lock some doors? I'm gonna go back to the cloister first. Unlock those, even though I don't have a shovel. Okay, it's just straight through to the cloister. That's also locked. Lots of money, if I could get the commissary or something. Get the... Oh, I don't have the gems for the casino! Okay. The pantry, I guess. I was thinking maybe there's something in the archives. No, there isn't. I need to shop to spend my money. It's locked from that side. So that's our through point. I should prioritize opening doors on this side. Okay. Oh. I want either of these, please. I'm not gonna be able to get it again, am I? I can turn off the gymnasium. I'm not gonna be able to get my final exam again. I'm out of gems. There's gotta be something behind one of these doors, but maybe I should draft off of one of the classrooms or from here. Spent all my gems on the rotunda. I should make use of it. Before I make use of this, though. The gymnasium lights are off, so its downside is effectively nullified. I should take the patio for the... No, I can't take the patio for the gems. What am I thinking? Oh, the greenhouse. Oh, the breakfast nook. The nook getting me the morning room? That has gems. Oh, I got kind of boned with this one. Can lose half my steps or won't be able to see all my floor plans. And in a terrible spot, no less, for a red room. Take the archives. The downside is manageable. Not even anything in there. That's probably the veranda, so I'm not missing out on much. I really do just need the gems, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to draft 2 more classrooms. Just 1 more, and then I can go off of this one and re-roll a bunch. So I need 2 gems at least. Oh, the commissary! Oh. Oh, and it's the weight room. I lost my steps anyway. Get into the antechamber at least. That does nothing. Rotate. Maybe I should open some stuff in the Great Hall for the chance of getting a key from one of its doors. Or not a key, a gem. Oh, the morning room. The weight room? Waiting for what? Waiting for my freaking gems. For my gem. I want gem. If I can get a classroom here, okay. Morning room? Morning who? No, Jeans. No. Oh, it's locked. That's fine. We have a classroom up at the front. I got no items today, though. That's kind of sad. I can make it back to the front. A rotunda of the aquarium. I can save some steps by going through the Great Hall. Go to the bedroom. The classroom? I don't have anything for that one. The classroom? I'm trying to think of how I would make this joke. The classroom? This joke is harder to make than I thought. Well, either way, you're bound to meet some pompous people in the classroom, if the name is to be believed. That's not really a joke, that's more of just a descriptor. I failed at the one thing I strive to do in life. That is be funny. I will pat dog. The classroom? How fancy. Dang it! That's the joke that I was trying to make and Jude's beat me to it. Ah well. I guess I just know what to say the next time I want to make that joke. Oh. Frick, I forgot about the trunks in the hole. Oh. And I don't even have a sledgehammer, so horrible, terrible, horrible. Come on, classroom. Come on, classroom. Come on, classroom. Give me one more classroom. Please, please give me a classroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Please. I just need to. Yes! Okay. So, the final exam. We've been here before. I'm going to sit in this room for a little bit and look at how I did last time. And then try to remember. Or try to figure out what it is I did terrible at. Okay, my grades. Color, math, science, and art, I got 100% on. Algebra, I missed one question, whatever. Orion could use some work. History definitely could use some work. And geography could use a little work. Well, what were the questions? I assume they might change. That's probably a color question. These are color questions. Color we got. That's probably math questions that we got. Science, I believe we got. Yes, color, math, science, and art we completely aced. Science. This is geography. So Trinsdale Lake. Oh no. The city of Fenn is south of which small body of water? I should have said Morning Bay. That was a gimme. 2 cities in Fenn are larger than Reddington. Which of the following realms is not near Fenn Aries? That's Costa Rica. That's pretty far. Arch Aries is the mountain sigil. What realm is directly north of Orion? That's the Fenn Aries. You can't be cramming this soon to the exam. I can do what I want. I can cram if need be. Where are you right now? I'm in Mount Holly. That one's correct. Art, I aced. Then my history needed some brushing up. In which era were the railways of Fenn Aries destroyed? Not in the first era, not in the second, not in the third, definitely in the sixth. The war lasted 22 years. What was the first capital city of Fenn Aries? First capital city of Fenn. Nuance gifted the dirigible. Deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era was fought on the southern shores between what famous landmark. That might have been the Royal Museum. I think the first capital city might have just been the grand city of Fenn. Or it might have been Oris. Either Fenn or Oris. And then the algebra, I missed one question. The capital of Fenn Aries is FNA. True. Navigate means new gate. Cannot see the tree trunk. How would you say the following phrase? You have a very, very long name. That's day Ven? That's day old. Last. That's night day. Lore Lu. Lore is word. Word without you, something day. So that one was correct that I got. Count me out. Leave Lu. Leave without you. El count vo. No, Araya nai. That's night. So it would just be lay. The clearest way you could give directions to someone. In et is. It might be in et is. Aj in. First north. East towards the tree. South last away from the tree. And all that got me a grand total of 83% in Orion. I definitely got something wrong in Orion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 questions. I got one of them wrong. Hewa's house, new gate, cannot see the trunk. It might have just been in et is. That might have been simple. Clearest. Algebra, I know what I got wrong. History. Your Orion isn't very good. Ed's tray, east tree. There was only one question that I missed. It's history and geography where I need to brush up. This is geography. City of Fenn is probably near Morning Bay. 2 cities in Fenn Aries are larger than Reddington. Korrika is not near Fenn Aries. Fenn Aries is north of Araya. We're in Mount Holly in Reddington. Right? That's where Mount Holly is. Yeah, out of the 6 questions for geography, 71%? Were there only 6 questions or were there more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's only 6 questions. And I got 70%. You should just wing the entire quiz, but no, I have to get it good because I I have to do good at it because there's a trophy behind it. You'll get it right, I believe. I mean, maybe, I don't know, it might be fine. History. I've never heard of Dram. To Aries are dirigible to headway their victory parade at the conclusion of the war. I don't think it was near the Royal Museum then. It might have been near Colossus Arinda or the Angel Tower. The first answer is red, I think. Thank you for your help, Jeans. You're so valuable. I'm gonna look over my history of Arindia. Was it that I needed to look at? Where did the War of the Fifth Era take place? Northern Regiment, formidable army, political influence, 22 long years, 1 in every 3 men. Horus had fallen, with it the realm. Excuse me. Move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Orus. But that's the kingdom of Orinda Aries. The grand city of Fenn. It might have been the grand city of Fenn. Look through the slides in the classroom for the location answer. I've only got 16 steps. Frick, where was the 6th classroom? I think I have the slides also screenshot. Let me check. Yes, I did. So that's the war. 1 every 3 men buried. Kingdom. Took down the thing. There's the statue of Orinda. And there's the blimp. Or not blimp, dirigible, as it's called. Red banners. There's a big mountain in the background. It doesn't look like Mount Holly. And that's the victory parade as well. War of the Fifth Era fought on the southern shores of what famous landmark? It was fought in a city, it seems. Can't really see a famous landmark in the second slide. You get 30 minutes to do it and you're almost at 3 hours already, so hurry up. Okay. Alright. Let's go again. What color are the flags? The flags are red. He's in the grand city of Fenn. Colors most often associated with hallways: orange. Least patriotic, a greenhouse in Costa Rica. Color is the fruit that gives you +3 steps. That's yellow. I have to be very careful with these because I can't erase my answers. 5 minus 5 times 2 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. 12, 24. 5 minus 2 is 3, 15, 16, 11. Oh no. You can't scare me, Jeans. I know how to do math. 10, 40, 8, 4. 1 minus 3, -6, 1. 3. It's not the math I'm worried about. Alright. 3 minus 4, that's -1, times 8, -8. Divided by 2, that's -4, plus 5 is 1. Which element on the periodic table is represented by C? That's carbon? Copper is Cu, chlorine is Cl, it's carbon. Below He, that's neon. Ll is not a real element. You messed up the second question. Come on, Bees. Did you even pay attention? What? No, I didn't. Jeans, I'm gonna kill you. Leave. You're a distraction on my final exam. Silver is represented by Ag. You cannot use radon and clues. There are 2 elements in the top row. You can live in your delusion, I suppose. Okay, I thought I answered that right. We can have another look. The Grand City of Fenn? Yeah? Alright. Shrug. City of Fenn is south of which small body of water? It might be Morning Bay. Pretty sure. 2 cities larger than Reddington. Which of the following realms is not near Fenn Aries? That is Costa Rica. Sigil core for Arch Aries is the mountain. directly north of Araya. That is Fenn, Aries. We are in Mount Holly, Reddington, and Fenn, Aries. We are not Arinda, Aries. Reddington is not a region or a realm. And we are not at Featherfall Keep. Making extra sure. You'd use Bale and Ale. Jungle was not depicted. And Realize is not in the entrance hall. The difference here should be I. Who was the first crowned ruler of Fenn, Aries? I think that was Teskin. I'll come back to that one. The railways were destroyed not in the 2nd, 3rd, or 1st era, but in the 6th era. The war lasted 22 years. The first capital city of Fenn, Aries. This one I'm not entirely sure on. Nuance gifted the dirigible. I'm not entirely sure about the landmark. The capital city might be the grand city of Fenn. I'm gonna put that down. Fought on the shores near what famous landmark? It might not have been the museum. Not sure. Okay, this is inversion. That's 21. Negative 3 squared, that's 9, minus 3 is 6. 6 squared is 36. 4 squared, 16. 21, 42, minus 1 inverted, that's 14. This one was 200, I believe. I'll do the math again just to check. 5 divided by 2, that's 2.5. Times 3, that's 7.5. And then rounded to the nearest 10, that's 10. Minus 1, that's 9. Times 6 is 54. 154 to the nearest 100 is 200. The Orion word for house is hue. This means new gate. Treven lay. I cannot see the trunk. Because this means tree old or the end of. And oh, lay is. Oh. No. Lay is without me. Come on, B. I realize now. So this is tree the end of without me. The old tree is not owned by me. That's fine. My tree is not very old. No, because that would be Treven. Missed one in algebra? Oh, really? Oh, I did. Right, thank you. I guess I didn't realize that, but thank you. 11 divided by 3, that's 3.6 rounded up. That's 4. So it would be my tree is not very old because lay indicates a lack of yourself. And this statement is inclusive of yourself. Oop. We'll come back to the history questions. How would you say you have a very, very long name? This means night, day. This means something without you, something day. So that wouldn't be it. This means day, then is toward, small. So I think it would be Urajoram. Count me out. I think this is lay. Yeah, this is lay. Now this one, I'm not entirely sure if it's Aj in et of tre is ja trevo or in et is. In et is would be simple because it's north, east, south. But this is first north, east towards the tree, last south away from the tree. I'm gonna come back to that one. And now this is 64. Again, I already said this, I think. 64. This is 100. No, this is 100. 64 rounded to the nearest 10th, 70. 64, 70, 100, or 46. I do think 46 has relevance here. Worthy of numerical perfection. And this is question 46 too. So maybe it's 46. Okay, let's go back to the start. We'll review, and we'll answer the ones we didn't get. Who was the first crowned ruler of Fenn Aries? Prince Learson was self-proclaimed. Desolates was the third ruler of Orinda Aries. Desolates the fourth was not a king. Through process of elimination, it would be General Teskin. The deciding battle of the War of the Fifth Era was fought near what famous landmark? It might have been fought in... I forget what it was called. Near what famous landmark? Where there's a city that looks like perhaps Reddington or perhaps the Grand City itself. Not sure what Colossus Orinda would mean. Southern Shores. Is there a landmark that I can see in there? There's not a landmark I can see in the slides. It's one of two questions left. The clearest way would probably not be the simplest way. So I'm tempted to say that it's C here. The clearest way you could give directions. First north, east towards the tree, last south away from the tree. And one more question. The entire exam hinges on this. I don't know about Angel Tower. I don't think it was Mount Holly itself. I don't know what Colossus Orinda is. I don't think I've gotten anything like that in my notes. Let me search up war in my notes. We have reward, toward. Someone didn't pay attention in class. It's one question. Toward, outward, ward, war. Slide deck showing pictures of the war crowning the new king. Destruction of a railroad. Destruction of a railroad. Toward. Southward, westward, eastward, afterward. War. Genocide. Pacification of Fenn. Morning Bay. Can go back into my screenshots. Well, you think Sam lives in Fenn, so... it might be the museum. I'm not sure. I answered the museum last time. And I at least got a B+ then, but... I'm gonna read the books to make sure. Western city of Fenn, unrest. Claimed himself the true monarch. Declaration was bolstered by a number of supporters. Civil war seemed inevitable. Stamp out the Fensurrection. Merciless campaign against their own people. Center of splendor transformed into a battlefield. Brutality of the pacification did not go unnoticed. Northern Regiment. Prince Learson. Formidable army. Black flags, 5 eras. Former royalty. Continues to grow. And then we call home. Maybe I have... Hold on. If I can find a picture of the map. Here we go. Maybe there's something on the map for the heist. Part of history. Built on the former estate of Prince Learson. So the museum was built on the estate of Prince Learson. Was that close or in proximity to the war? I guess Learson himself did die. So his proximity, based off of if his house was there. The Gardens of Fenn. I don't know what Angel Tower might be talking about. I think that was one of the train stops. I can go take a look at the metro map. Train metro. Angel Tower, that was one of the stops. And it does seem like there's a big body of water there. But it seems like it's explicitly north of the water body. It might have been in Sightseer's Guide to Reddington. Reddington has much more to offer. Unique memories, botanical gardens. You're in at least an hour. Featherfall was built. Second highest summit, historic site. Former home of William Epson. Needs residence. Trinsdale Lake. Fenn Aries is premier vacation destinations. 100 Bells Tea Room. Trinsdale Lake is in Reddington. A few hours to get to the trailhead. Estate of Mount Holly. Mainway Station Bazaar. Oh yeah, and it has a map. End, Mount Perma, Featherfall Keep, 100 Bells. It might have been the Angel Tower. Fought on the southern shores near what famous landmark? Southern shores near what famous landmark? It might have been Angel Tower. Right? Southern shores? But no, that's just a lake. That's just Trinsdale Lake. Well, what did I get last time? Got a 67%. Which means out of the, I think, 6 questions there are, I got 2 wrong. I'm sorry I'm overthinking this. Ah, frick. Okay, Reddington was absolutely wrong. Which means whatever I answered last time must have been wrong, so it might have been Angel Tower? I don't know about any Colossus Orinda. Well, Angel Tower isn't really on any southern shores. You guys are probably losing it, watching me try to deduce this. So it's not Mount Holly, it's not the Royal Museum. Do I just flip a coin? No, the Angel Tower is not on the southern shore. I guess the shore of Trinsdale Lake? Just the bug you don't know the answer? You might as well guess. An abrupt end. Did the music just shift in key? I heard that. I guess I can go back to the library to see my marks early. Sorry to make you all wait for so long. I probably bungled the entire quiz, but we'll have to see. Pet dog. Bless me with luck, doggy. You too. You missed 2, definitely? I'm expecting disappointment. Oh no! I saw the A and I was like, no. I missed some in geography and history. Alright. That's unfortunate. So, but I did get 100% in Orion that time. I should have taken pictures before I exited out of the exam. Which means I still got 1 history question wrong. And I think 1 geography question wrong. That's really unfortunate. Well, how many steps is it to get to the break room? I think that we're going to have to call it here. Unfortunate. Sad that today did not see much event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this was just a pretty bad day in general. Why do you think Sam lives in Fenn? Did you not pay attention? What? What are you talking about? Dude, that was the first question. He does live in Fenn. I got that section correct. Unless there's something I'm not seeing. I guess I can do the parlor puzzle while I'm here. This box is empty. The box of the false statement is empty. There are 2 false statements. Sam doesn't live in Fenn. Okay. There are 2 false statements. Box of the false statement is empty. I think it's this box. This is lying. No, wait. Gonna go again and get the trophy? Well, we've already hit 3 hours. As much as I'd love to go again, then, as much as I'd love to go again, we've passed 3 hours. I usually only stream for 3 hours. A box with a false statement is empty. There are 2 false statements. Well, if this is true, and these are both false, then the box with the false statement, then the box with the true statement would be empty. But then where's the thing? Well, I guess this would be false, so then the gems would be in here, right? Ah. Okay. Fair enough. As if almost getting all the answers correct on the final exam wasn't a crushing enough blow. The funeral parlor has to put salt in my wound. At least we got the academic chateau today. 9 classrooms and a library. Sam drove 5 hours to pass flags. Don't you think he lives closer than 5 hours away from his house? Dude, Sam is relevant in 1 question. And I got that question right. Is that a geography question or is that a colors question? Because it's asking what color are the flags. No, but then the second question is asking where he lives. The second question is geography? That's geography? Well, if the flags were red, then he has to have lived in Fenn. It's asking where he lives. Of course it's geography. Oh. Dang it. Realizing what a fool I've been. If only you could erase the bubbles that you filled in. Oh well. I obviously need more sleep. I'm gonna put myself to bed because I am just stupid. Sam lives 5 hours away from his house. Yep. Well, anyhow, we'll get it next time. Hopefully, if I learn my lesson. It never happens on the first try. Guess we can look for someone to raid. Peach just started streaming Ace Attorney again. Where do you think he lives now? If he drove 5 hours, did he drive south? He might live in the Aries. I'm gonna have to look at the question again. I have a screenshot of it. Drove 3 hours north. Then he turned northwest. Drove another 3 hours. West. He lives north. Or no, he drove north. So he might live in Araya. Thank you for streaming. Thank you guys for showing up. I really appreciate you guys being here. The fact that you guys are here watching me fumble at at the final exam, it makes me feel a little bit better about failing. Because at least I'm providing entertainment to some people. Bug, did you read the question? Evidently not. I'm always so quick to brush things off as being unimportant. I need to pay more attention. I say that and then I'm not gonna... Huh? You drove 5 hours west? No, Sam left his house at 6 a.m. and drove 3 hours north and passed 8 flags. He then turned northwest at Tanner Fork and drove another 3 hours and passed 4 additional flags of the same color before arriving at Trinsdale at noon. He drove north. Did you read the question, Jeans? Okay, anyway. I literally pulled up the wiki page because I doubted myself and it says 5 hours north. Well, that means you were wrong. Because he's driving north. Anyway, we're going to raid Peach now. Peach is playing Ace Attorney. With a whole bunch of friends. West. Foolish Jeans. Foolish samurai. No. West is not real. West does not exist. Is it? No. West is not real. Per person? Is what per person? What? I don't know. Maybe it's different. Maybe it shuffles a bit every time. Okay. Be nice to Peach. Be nice to yourselves. Be the best you can be. We will be back tomorrow with Don't Starve. As for Blueprints, we might be back on Saturday. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have brushed up on my knowledge and I can actually ace the exam next time. But thank you guys for watching. I love all of you. And go be nice to Peach. Okay, bye. Bye.